All right, hello and welcome. Today I am going to show you guys how to use Remind. So let's get started. Basically, we're going to talk about first logging in, then how to set up your account, then how to set up class settings, then how to message multiple classes at one time or just one class, how to message an individual, and an easy mistake to make when trying to message an individual. Been there, done that. Other frequently asked questions, and then a few tips for effective communication using Remind. So first you're going to go to remind.com and click login. And you can just skip the whole entering your email and password thing and just click login with Google. Especially, well, as long as you're already logged into your CCSD Google account, which I'm assuming you are because you're working. So just select your CCSD account and it will log you in. And then your load up screen will have you already in one of your classes. So on the left, you will see all of your classes listed here. And then whatever class is selected, that class appears in the main window. All right, the first thing we are going to do is look at your account settings. And if you're wondering why there's a blur on here, it's because I can't share student names, so I have them blurred out. All right, let's go up to your name up here, and we'll go to account settings. And the first thing you might want to do, if you're like me, is change from your first name to Miss or Mr. or Mrs. If you want to change your picture, you can remove your current photo and upload a different one. All right, by clicking the camera. And let's see. I don't have one ready. Here we go. We'll just pick this one, just so that I can show you what the process looks like. And we'll click open, we'll center it, and save. All right. And now I have a new profile picture. All right. Personal information, this you need to leave how it is. Here's where you change your password if you needed to. I wouldn't do that if I were you because you're just going to be using your CCSD login. This is already set up for you, so don't change that. Nothing to change there. And here is, if you are teaching at more than one school, you might see more than one school here. And this needed to be accepted already. All right, let's go back up to the top. We're going to click on notification preferences. This part is really important. So if you don't change anything in profile, fine, you're good, but notification preferences you definitely want to set up. First of all, your email, then your phone number, and if you like to work on your desktop and have the little window pop up and say, you have a new message, then turn that on. I don't like that. I would rather just get it to my phone, so that's why I have text messages turned on. And then, so I have it in two places and it's really easy to search. I have everything also go to my email. So I would definitely have these two on if I were you. You can also turn on the mobile app. Since I have it already going to my text messages, I don't also have it going to the Remind mobile app. When I first set this up, I had both. And so every time a student messaged me or I sent something out, it would send it to my email, to my text messages, and to the Remind app. So on my phone, I'm getting all these different notifications for the same thing. So I just have these two turned on at this point. Call preferences. Yes, you do want to receive calls through Remind. This is how students and parents can contact you during your office hours. So put your phone number, make sure that's in there, and then message options. Yes, you want to allow replies to your messages. Do you want to receive a copy of your class announcements? That's personal preference. if you turn this on, it will go to every device that you have turned on up here. It will go to your email and your text message. If you have it turned off, I think it doesn't go to either. Since you saw that I had it turned on, I got it to both my email and my text messages. I liked to see what it looked like in my text messages, so I knew exactly what students and parents were receiving. Okay, finally, here we go. Big important part. Let's set up your office hours. So you can see that I have mine between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. That was during the school year when my latest working day on Wednesday was 7 p.m. So let's change that. So let's say your office hours are going to be 9 a.m. So we'll change this 9 o'clock a.m. And let's say you have 2 hours, so 11, or I don't know what they are for this summer. Sorry guys, I don't remember. I'm not teaching this summer. But whatever your office hours is, you can put those in there and then check the boxes for which days of the week. Probably want to uncheck Saturday and Sunday, or not. You can check those if you want, but just check the boxes, and that's it. Please don't turn off your office hours. Your students do need to be able to call you and ask you questions. That's part of teaching during the summer. So make sure you have your office hours set up properly and that they are in fact turned on. The rest of these are not really much you need to worry about. I mean, if you wanted to be able to embed a widget that gave, all the classes or just one specific class, not part-time, here, this one, right? So if you wanted to, you could embed this little widget on a website. That seems more like something you'd maybe do if you used this a lot during the school year. I don't see any of your students during summer going to your website, your personal teaching website, so probably not something you will use. You're not going to use message history. It's there if you need it. Archived classes. This is something that you will need to know in case you accidentally archive a class. So this is arranged kind of funny. Normally you would see your active classes at the top and your archived classes at the bottom if you're used to Google Classroom or Canvas or something like that. In Remind, it's opposite. So archived classes are actually at the top and your current classes are at the bottom. And we can go ahead and archive a class as easy as clicking it and then archive. It says it will be removed from your list. Yes, that's your active list. So at the end of summer, this is how you are going to archive the class. Is just click the 3 dots and archive it. Let's say you accidentally archived a class by clicking another button that's really easy to click on your class settings page. And now it's gone and you're like, oh my goodness, where do I get it back? It's right here. Go into your profile, right? Your Good Morning person, go to account settings, archived classes, and then find that class that you accidentally archived, click the 3 dots and click unarchive, restore the class. Okay? It's as easy as that. I don't see why you would have a blocked user. I think that would be something that you'd have to work out with admin if you're going to do that. So don't even worry about that. Okay. Now our second agenda item is to look at the class settings. So I'm just going to use this one that I'm on right here, this homeroom. And this is if you had some files that you shared. This is your list of all the people in this class that are signed up, okay, that have been populated into the class. And that includes parents and students. And calls, if you had recent calls with students, so you can see that I have calls with students and parents, and then settings. So here is where, let's say you don't like that 00 at the front, we can just delete that. And let's say I didn't like it being called homeroom, I wanted mine called advisory, and I don't need the time on there, it's just advisory with me, Ms. Van Loan. So maybe I want to change that to say Ms. Van Loan. And I don't need those numbers on there. So there we go. I renamed the class name, something that is really identifiable to both me and the students. And let's say I didn't like this class code. That's really tough to remember. Maybe I can do my name, Van Loan, and then ADV for advisory. Hey, looks like that's available. I can click save. And are you sure you want to change your class code? Yes, I want to change it. Something that's easy to remember. Now I can post this code in my Canvas course and say, hey, add yourself to my Remind class by using this code. Or what I did is I sent out a message to everyone and I said, hey, if you did not already get a text message from me, please text message at VanLoanADV to the number 81010. Let me put that up real quick. So I should probably have added that. So text at class code to 81010. And that is the United States Remind texting number to get added to a class. And so yes, you do put the at in the front and then your class code and then to that phone number. So you just open text messages, the number 2, put in 81010, and then in the text message at your class code. And then the students can add themselves if for some reason they weren't automatically added. Okay. Let's scroll down. Class settings. Yes, this is defaulted on. No, this is defaulted off. They don't need approval to join. They just text that code to 81010 and they're in. Good to go. Participant messaging. I would just turn this off because students don't need to be messaging each other through Remind. Parents don't need to be messaging each other through Remind. They just need to be able to text you and you text them. So that's it right here. If you're not teaching middle school, then yeah, you need to have that checked. And class owners can see and send messages to class participants. Once somebody becomes a class owner, they cannot be removed. So don't add any other class owners. Don't accidentally add someone. You should not need to touch this. Archiving. So here's where you could very easily accidentally archive this class if you were just kind of scrolling around clicking buttons and clicked it. So then you already know how to unarchive it. I showed you that. Okay. So that's how to set up your class settings. All right, what was next? We did all of that. How to message multiple classes at one time or just a class. So let's go back to the messages page. All right, we are back on the home page. We clicked messages and I am inside this advisory class. So there's 2 different ways to do a message. If I want to message just this advisory class and everyone in it, I can click down here where it says message everyone in advisory. And that's what it automatically populated for me. Anyways, and then you can schedule it. So we could schedule it to be sent out on June 1st, Monday, June 1st. And let's say at, I'm not a morning person, so I'm going to pick 8 a.m. letting students know that I'm available around 8. And put the message that I want to send in there and then click schedule. So hello and whatever you want to say. Schedule. Announcement scheduled. Or you could send it right then and there by clicking the send button. Now let's say you're like, oh, I need to change it. Well, it's right here. So I'm going to click that and I can either edit it. Oh, I forgot to also say blah, blah, blah. What else I also wanted to say, and then schedule it, and that will update it. Or I can just completely delete it. So discard, delete, delete. Great. Yes, I don't want to message my advisory students during the summer, but you will definitely want to message your summer students during summer. All right, the other way to do it is to click this blue button, and here we can select either just this class, which is down here, advisory, and let's say instead of messaging everyone in the class, which is everyone, teachers, students, and parents, let's say I just want to message the students. I can click students. Hey, look at that. And then click the blue continue button and type my message, la la la, and then either schedule or send. Let's go back and let's actually select more than one class. Let's say I want to do my art 1, my beginning art, and my graphic design classes, as well as my advisory. And this is going to be for students. So students is already selected here. Let's go students. Maybe there's something going on at school and I want all students to get it, but I don't want to bug the parents with all these extra messages. So we're just going to do students. Right, and then continue. And I type in my message, whatever it is, and either schedule or send. Okay, I'm going to discard that. That is how to send messages to one class or multiple classes, and how to pick the population you want to send it to. Parents, students, both. Let's take a look at how to message an individual parent or student. We're going to come up to people, and we're going to select the person that we want to message. Let's say it's just this first person here. And this panel opens up on the side. Let me scoot this over. And this is what I did wrong, and I'm not the only one. Multiple people did it wrong, is I would write a note here, hey, how's it going? I mean, that's literally not what I would say, but you know, okay. So I type a message there, your student is in danger of failing or whatever it is, and I go, okay, send message. And then it told me this little note was updated, and then it sent me back to the front page. And I'm like, wait, what just happened here? Well, that is actually just a place to keep notes. So if I go back to people and click here, this is just a note. If I delete it, it's add a private note. That's a note for you. So I don't imagine that you need to be using this much, because Infinite Campus is probably a better and more secure place to keep notes about conversations, especially since an administrator can then go reference that, and then you've also got a log of anything going on, such as multiple two-way contacts or attempts to contact, you know, all that. So I wouldn't really use this, but it's very confusing to have a message box right above a blue send message box, and they don't relate. This is for you to keep notes about a conversation or about whatever, and to send message, it's got to send you back to the other page to send the message. So if you click send a message, it will at least now locate that person for you, put them in your little messenger recent conversations panel, and then you can type your message here. Here is where we type, yay, and then send your message. I don't want to actually send that parent's message. So, but that's the process of messaging an individual. I have not seen a way to message the parent or the two parents and the student all together at one time. I don't know if that's a possibility. I don't think so. I think it's either all the students or just an individual. Okay? And next item on the agenda. All right, 1 code per course. Yes, 1 code per course. That is because you want to be able to keep them separate. If a student messages you back, it's so much easier to just know which class they're in, so you don't have to search through your roster to figure out which class were they in, which one. Plus, a lot of people are teaching 2 different subjects, so you may want to just message one class and not the other class, because you may want to tell them about assignment blah blah blah. So you definitely do not want to combine classes. And with how easy it is to just message more than one class by picking multiple classes, there's no reason to combine them. Absolutely no. So yes, one code per class, and you can customize it. Remember, going into settings and changing your @ Okay, next, students and parents get placed. Yes, this will happen automatically. Your students and parents will get placed. You will see under people, and so you'll have the student name on the left or the parent name, the date that they added, their role, whether they're a parent or a student, and then their connected family members. So for this first person, I can see that they are a parent and they have a student under that is connected to them. I can also search for someone. So let's say I wanted to search for someone named Brandon. So a person came up and their family member is here. Let's say I wanted to search for someone else. No one's here. So let's say I have a student whose name is Kate and they somehow did not get put in. I can click this blue button, add people, or maybe just one parent got added and the other parent didn't. So click the blue button that says add people. You can put the student name, or if you want to add a parent, put the parent name, put the phone number. I just take it from Infinite Campus and put it in there, and then a secondary phone or email. I always put this in. I always put in their email, or I always put in their phone number if they have to, from Infinite Campus, so that they know that I'm trying to add them to the class. Either they get the text message or it goes to their email. And you don't want to add any other teachers, remember? So students, parents, and this is where you would add them. Sometimes it will say the student already exists in Remind, and I don't know what their name is. They must have added under a different name, or they may have changed their name in their profile, just like I can go up and change my name. So at that point, you need to find another way to get in contact with them, but you can add people. So if it didn't add contact number 2, but in Infinite Campus, and that's who you need, then you can click add. All right. Yes, for the most part, yes, they get placed. If for some reason they didn't get placed, that's how you add someone. We talked about using the class code. This is super important. I would definitely put this in your shell so that students know how to add themselves. All right, tips for effective communication. Put in a call to action or include an image or link. So a call to action would be, give me a thumbs up if you got this message, or reply yes if you got this message. That's a call to action. It tells the students to do something. And then you're going to get a response from their text messages, and it just reinforces the fact that there was a two-way communication, and I like putting that in. Now, if you include an image or link, what is fantastic about this is it will not appear in the text message. So I thought I saw one that I had sent out in fall. Yes, okay. So I sent out this message back in December, and it was just like a reminder, have a great holiday break. And then I put this little picture in here. It's just a little bit emoji. And in the text messages, this picture doesn't come through. They actually get a little link that they have to click, which takes them to Remind and encourages them to create their profile. Those are my little tips for you. There's probably more questions that you guys have that I didn't answer. And if that is the case, you can message me, vanlodgem at nv.ccsd.net. All right, feel free. I am totally up for helping anybody with their Remind. All right, that's it. Have a great day. Good luck, guys.